Hello YouTube, it's Alan. So today marks the beginning of my experiment with using Rogaine, essentially, on my face in hopes of growing more facial hair. So, some background for this. I am almost 3.5 years on testosterone, and as is the case, as you saw with my previous videos, I don't have much facial hair. So I did just shave 2 days ago. So, you could see something if it had been a week. But basically I have like mustache hair and chin hair on here. It's pretty thick, like it's very, very rough, but because it's light in color, for the most part, and it's not super dense, really. If I grow it for a week or week and a half, it doesn't look like much. Like, I don't think it would look good or proper at all if I tried to grow a goatee or something like that. And I'm not even into goatees. Yeah, and then I have some on the side. It's pretty rough, but it's just here, and that is less thick and less visible than the stuff on the front of my face. And then this on this side, my right side, is noticeably less than the other side, which is weird. It's not even very rough. So for the last couple of years or so, I was like, whatever. I'm sure I'll get more facial hair eventually. I'm in no rush. I'm not desperate to have a beard or anything. Yeah, I'm not desperate. But then now, passing the 3-year mark and having raised my testosterone dose significantly back in the spring, it is now October, there has been a little bit of increase in my facial hair and body hair, but not as much as I thought that there might be back when I raised my dose. So I'm just like, okay, something needs to change. I don't necessarily want to grow out a beard, but I want more than I have so that I at least look somewhat closer to my age, for one thing. And I just think it would be satisfying in general. So, yeah. So I think at this point it seems like my issue is genetics, because testosterone has had full impact with all kinds of other changes, but not so much the hair. And so my dad and my brother, my dad had and my brother has the ability to grow very full facial hair. So I thought, well, it's not genetics. But then I thought about my mom's side of the family, and I never met her dad. He died before I was born. And it's not, you can't totally tell in the old photos of how much facial hair he had. I mean, there's no photos of him with anything like a beard, but he was very fair and had very light hair, so you can't really tell. So I asked my mom recently, did your dad have the capability of growing much facial hair? And she basically said not really. And then I guess she hasn't really paid very much conscious attention, but it sounds like the same might go for her brother, my uncle. I've certainly met him. I know him, but I haven't paid much attention the last times that I saw him. So it sounds like I might get my facial and body hair genes from my mom's side of the family. And while it's really nice that that seems to include not being furry on my shoulders or back. I mean, there's like nothing on my shoulders or back. And personally, I would prefer that rather than having a lot of hair there. So that's good, but then, like on my chest and face, it's less than I would like. Having said that aloud just now, it just occurred to me to wonder if it would be possible to use Rogaine on my chest. I'm not going to get into that right now, because you're probably not supposed to use it over large areas of your body, and, yeah, but that just popped into my head. Okay, so I got some today, and I'm going to do it right now. So, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to try it for the first chunk of time on one side of my face, on the side that is already lagging behind. And the reason for that is not so much to even them out, but to have something to compare, so, to tell how it's working. Because with these things, you can't tell for sure if it's worked, because how can you tell for sure that the growth wouldn't have just happened naturally, coincidentally, on its own if you have nothing to compare with? So, if this slow side of my face suddenly, like, catches up to that side, or pulls ahead and gets more, then I will know that it's actually working. And if that does happen, then I would probably pause this side and then start the treatment on this side till they kind of catch up, and then do both. But who knows if it'll work. Okay, so that reminded me of something else that I wanted to mention about why I haven't tried this earlier, which I'll try to explain. Well, should I explain it while I'm doing this? I just don't want to make this an insanely long video. Okay, I'll try to say this quickly. So, one reason why I had never considered trying this before is because I was under the impression that this medication, minoxidil, here's my box, by the way, I was under the impression that it was hormonal, like finasteride, the pill. So the pill for hair loss on your head is hormonal, and it's something like it blocks DHT, which is what causes male pattern baldness, but it's also the same hormone that causes growth of facial hair. So I was like, you people talking about putting this on your face? Like, that's stupid. It's completely a placebo effect. It's nothing. But I read about it online, and it turns out that this is not hormone-based. So I read in several articles, not scholarly articles, just popular articles, and forums online about beards, that this supposedly can increase facial hair. So I realized I was wrong. Alright, so I had to mention that. Okay, so now I'm going to actually do it. I have this giant dropper in the package, and then the little bottle. So I think I'm going to have to use my fingers to spread it, because I don't see how it's going to work if I try to, like, rub it in with the dropper. Okay. Try not to make a mess and get it all over myself. Well, you can kind of rub it with the dropper. Although, it's kind of more time-consuming than it would be to use fingers. Okay, I'm gonna use fingers. So one of my concerns is that this could be drying, and I already am prone to dry skin already. I did put a little of my regular moisturizer on right before this, after I took a shower. Hopefully that won't impede the working of this stuff too much. Oh, verged onto the other side. Uh-oh. Yeah, but if I have any effects that I really don't like, oh, I should not do it that high up on my cheek. Well, I'm sure it's not like it works immediately, that's for sure. So I'm sure that's not actually a big deal. Yeah, if I have any effects that I really don't like, then I will stop. It's just an experiment. Alright, well, I guess that's that. Better wash my hands very thoroughly with soap and water now. Alright, I will give you guys an update at some point, not super soon, because this does not work quickly. You know, you need at least 2 months, if not more, to see effects, so they say. But somewhere down the line, I will give you an update. Alright? That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.